You are now tuned into Flippin' the Birds, a Philly Sports Network podcast.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm on my iPad again. So a little technical difficulties on my end. But welcome all to episode 122 of Flipping the Birds. I'm Brian Cameron. He's Christian Fonte. And as you can see, we're a little light tonight. Morgan's hair kept him out of the podcast, apparently.
I mean, we could screenshot you the reason. He said he had a bad hair day.
Yeah, we actually have that
said that
on a text. And Sean's running into little difficulties as well, so we're not sure if we're going to have him on the pod tonight. But in the meantime, there is still some news to cover. There's still a lot to discuss. The Eagles are in day 6 or day 7 of free agency, and to the dismay of a lot of people, they're not doing much. But they retained several players: Greg Ward, Boston Scott. There's a third one in there that I feel like I'm forgetting.
Herbig, Scott,
Ward.
Yeah.
We spoke about Hassan Reddick last week, but this week we get to speak about the wide receiver, Zach Pascal, who was probably the most expected signing of all time, but was the most delayed signing. How did you feel about the Eagles? So I'm going with Pascal.
I mean, if there was any signing that was most predicted and most likely to happen, it was going to be Pascal. It was before the season even ended. People were looking at. You okay over there? You looking for your phone? You looking for your phone?
I can't find your phone.
You can't find your Apple Watch. You can't find your Apple Watch. Your Apple Watch is right there. Got it.
I'm having a long day.
It was before the season even ended. People were like, looking at the free agents. Oh, Zach Pascal, Nick Sirianni, most likely going to happen. So it happened. It took a little while, but it happened. Thankfully, we're not paying him to be more than what Zach Pascal is. Like so a certain Doug Peterson-led team is paying Christian Kirk to be. But
so we didn't have you on the podcast last week. How do you feel about the Jaguars overpaying every single player that they signed?
I mean, if they're not gonna, if they're gonna do it, like they can't really wait till next year because it's this year. Obviously, Dougie wants to make a splash. He wants to put people around Trevor Lawrence, and he is. I mean, he's not putting people around him, but at the same time, is Doug like? I don't get is Doug trying to make Lawrence like throw to nobodies like he made Wentz throw to nobodies? I don't know. I mean, it's obvious the Jaguars are a lot better than they were last year. They're better at a head coach because Doug actually knows who players are. He's a nice guy. He's not a douchebag. And
he knows who Aaron Donald is.
He knows who Aaron Donald is. He knows who Deebo Samuel is. So I think he's going to do wonders for Trevor Lawrence. But at the same time, it's wild. Like he just took up. He's like, here. How much do you think you're worth? And he's like, Christian Kirk's like $84 million, and I was like, yeah, sure, all right.
Hey, my money. But looking at Pascal coming to the Eagles now, I mean, a lot of people weren't happy because it wasn't the sexiest signing in the world. But looking at his numbers over the past couple seasons, I know last year he was a little injury riddled, but the year before that, over 600 yards. The year before that, over 600 yards receiving as well. Where do you see him fitting in with Quez and Devontae? I mean, I see him as a
J-Jo's out.
Guy.
J-Jo's out. Absolutely. J-Jo's out. Which kind of sucks because who's going to fall on fumbles now?
Maybe that's Jalen's new job.
You need
a lot of people feel like he's taking Rager's spot, but I don't see him taking Rager's spot.
No, you look at Pascal's play style. It's J-Jaw. Yeah. Like everything that they wanted J-Jaw to do last year, that they had J-Jaw do last year. Like every time J-Jaw was in the game, he was blocking. Like he was just a run blocking wide receiver picked in the second round of the draft. It was, but Pascal is taking that spot. I think you're going to see Rager probably most likely is going to be on the team next year. It's looking like that. Obviously, it's still March, but with a long way to go. Draft and all that. But and Ron brought up a good point before. It's how he likes to wait for the bargain deals. He likes to wait to see who didn't get the deal they wanted. There's still a lot of names out there that are pretty.
There's a big name out there at safety that a lot of people are asking to come to Philly.
I know. He's been heavily rumored to the Colts or the Steelers. Tyrann Mathieu. I would love him, but you got he's not coming over, but you still got big names. You got Odell still out there. You got Clowney. Imagine Clowney coming to the Eagles after Wentz leaves. You still got Stephon Gilmore. You got Mathieu. You got Bobby Wagner still out there. You got some huge names still out there that's just hasn't found their contract yet. It is what it is. Not we're a week and a half away from April, so we're still in March. It's but there are plenty of names out there that can come in. We got Julio Jones.
No, let's not start that up.
You got Jarvis. Apparently, the Eagles are interested in Landry, which I would love him. For Landry to come here.
What's likelihood he comes here unless it's on a 1-year deal?
I think he'll go to a real legit contender, and we can't say the Eagles are a contender right now. There's Will Fuller, who everybody thinks he's going to go follow Deshaun Watson to Cleveland. There's Marquez Valdez-Scantling, who he's not a sexy pick, but he gets like 18 yards of reception.
Yeah, he's a burner.
You got Keelan Cole. Well, I would really like Keelan Cole. I've always been a Keelan Cole fan. So you have like all these players that wouldn't like move the needle, so to speak, as like, oh wow, yeah, look, we fucking got him, yeah. But it was just solid moves here and there, and I think Sirianni is finally getting Howie to be like, listen, we got to build a team, and not just splash here and there, and it looks like that. I mean, the release of Cox and the re-signing of him, and then getting all this cap room is kind of alarming. Like, what's going on here? What are they doing? Maybe they're looking to add on a contract, legit contract. Patrick Peterson too. Patrick Peterson said on NFL Live that he named other teams too, but obviously the Eagles stand out. And Peterson and Honey Badger played together in Arizona. So,
but do you think possibly the Eagles have 3 first-round picks? The likelihood of them selecting the 3 is very slim, but still you need heavy cap space if you're making 3 first-round selections.
I keep mocking 3 picks to the Eagles. I'd be very surprised if they pick 3 times.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna be 2.
Either in a trade down and get a pick next year, or trade one of those picks for legit talent right now. But there's not many players out there that are available that are worth a first-round pick.
What would you trade for DK? Second?
I'd send 19.
Yeah?
I would send 19 for DK. Because he's what? He has 3 more years. I mean, you pick up. No, he wasn't a first-round pick. So he's got 2 more years this year, next year, before he needs a contract extension. And he'd probably get major money, but, unless you franchise him for 1 year and you have maybe 3 years really to do that, I would send 19. I mean, if they were planning on spending on one of those picks on a receiver anyway, that's something that Howie needs to look at. Hey, like number 19 comes on the board, and we're about to pick Jalen Burks or someone else. Hey, Seattle, you want this for DK? And since they're rebuilding, they're not competing right now. No matter if you get Baker Mayfield or not, the Baker Mayfield. How much better is Baker Mayfield than Drew Lock? Not much. So if they get Baker Mayfield, they're really going to tell DK, yeah, we're competing right now. It's not. So it's. I think, I just think he's one of the players that you could send the 19 for. I wouldn't send 15 or 16. I think 15 or 16, you need to get best player available right there. And then at 19, be like, okay, best player available. Do we need this player over a player we can trade for right now. And it's me.
It's an interesting predicament to be in because the Eagles have such a heavy advantage, but it seems like they're being pretty cautious right now. I mean, yes, they were in talks for Ridley, they almost acquired him. That broke down. They were in talks with Allen Robinson, money, Rams offered more. That broke down. They were in talks with Marcus Williams. That broke down. So it's just weird because like you never see the Eagles not be aggressive because all this, all these people, all these players signing elsewhere, it screams. I don't think it's the lack of attraction to Philly. I think it's more so like, hey, they offer me more money. You guys are not going to match it, and it is what it is.
I think with all these reports saying Philly, like with Marcus Williams, so the money was similar, but he picked Baltimore. Robert Woods, the Eagles were interested, but he picked to be traded to the Titans. Who else was there? I don't think they offered Allen Robinson. There was one other that
they said that they had talked about Allen Robinson.
So they picked, two of the Rams. Who wouldn't pick go to the Rams right now? So you're looking at these three scenarios. Robert Woods wanted to go to the Titans, and I think the Rams even said to Woods, I think I read this somewhere, that they said we're going to trade you to an AFC team. So they weren't going to send him to an NFC team. So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
Allen Robinson picking LA. Come on, he's going to pick LA. You're defending Super Bowl champs.
And a legit quarterback for the first time in his career
with Matt Stafford throwing him the ball. Mm-hmm. Come on, and Marcus Williams playing a Baltimore defense that's been very, very good.
But they lost their defensive coordinator.
I know, but they're still really good. They're going to get Marcus Peters back from injury. They have really good corners. They have really good defensive line. And safety. He wants to play a defense like that. So there's really, it is what it is. I don't think it's so much so. Oh, they don't want to play for Philly. They just think other teams are just more attractive for some of these players at the way they play or at the stage of their career. I don't think Allen Robinson this late in his career even wants to go to a team that is a fringe contender right now. I think he wants to play for a team that, hey, they just won the Super Bowl. They have a legitimate chance to go back. Let's do it again. They're probably losing Odell. They're probably not re-signing him now. They're like, you're placing an injured Robert Woods, who's very good when he's healthy, but with Allen Robinson to play across from Cooper Kupp. Like, come on, that's.
Would really you take a flyer on Odell right now if you're in Philly?
Why not? Who fucking cares? Like, sure. I think this team for me. Like, I think I've gotten to the point where whatever move they make, I'll look at the pros and cons of it. Like, it's just, for me, there's not really, like, I act, on Twitter, I'm always retweeting shit like, oh, yeah, let's get this. Let's get this. This team, you really don't know where this team is right now. There's so many, like, Jalen Hurts' view, like, the view of Jalen Hurts is he's either going to be really good or he's already really bad and not gonna, like, there's no in between for people on Jalen Hurts for the most part. There's some people that see both on Jalen Hurts. Both, I tend to try and see both on Jalen Hurts. I think he's a very good quarterback. He showed he's a pretty good athlete. He showed he's a pretty good athlete. He wouldn't have as many yards passing and rushing together last year if he wasn't a very good athlete. No matter what you want to say, if he had it in garbage time or not. It is what it is. We as Eagles fans, we always said that about Dak Prescott. How many yards did he get in garbage time and all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
But Jalen Hurts is a very good athlete. Will he turn that athleticism into being a good quarterback? We'll see. This is the year to do it. This is the year. Hurts is finally going to have a consecutive coach. Offensive coordinator. A consecutive QB coach, consecutive all-skill position coaches for the first time since forever. And coming onto the podcast is Shaun. Oh,
my bad.
So he's hiding the hair.
Yeah, I found a hat. So
see, we told everybody he had a bad hair day, so it took him a while. But so before I was really interrupted by that smile. But anyway, so whoever wants to come and help Jalen Hurts develop as a quarterback, go. So be it. I think the only quarterback I would take a chance on in the draft at this point is Willis.
Oh, absolutely.
I
But
think
he's not going to fall
Willis.
past the top 5 or top 10.
No, I think it's gonna be a top 10 pick, maybe even top
Yeah.
5. Maybe Detroit takes him and they send Goff somewhere. But it's. I think.
Imagine Goff in Philly.
Oh, I don't think I'd watch a game next year. Jared Goff is quarterback. No way.
So we're talking about quarterbacks. I mean, let's not avoid the elephant in the room right now. I mean, Kenny Pickett is being wined and dined by the Philadelphia Eagles. Not only did they pay for his dinner, but they held a pre-draft meeting right before his dinner. I'm not a big fan of Pickett. I know, Morgan, at one point you were high on him. I think he kind of fell off that wagon a little bit towards the end of his season. How you feeling about that? About those rumors?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's where I thought he was going to be kind of early on. Like I did see him kind of jumping up. I think he was too good to be ignored. But again, I feel like he's kind of being propped up by a bad quarterback class, right? So I don't know if he's. I think he's a guy that, like, a team that needs a quarterback right now to, whether it's jobs, like a GM needs to draft someone to keep his job, or coaches need to prove themselves in their first year. I feel like that's the type of team that's going to get him, or he's going to be a stash. And I don't think the Eagles are in a position for either. But I think what they are doing, taking him out for dinner and stuff like that, like, I mean, they always play this part of the draft well, right? And so they're showing that. If he falls to that 16 range, they're going to take him. They're teasing the fact that, if he's still there, they might move up for him, so that, a team gets all nervous and then trades picks up. And then, like, I don't know if it's actual interest. I think actually one of the quarterbacks that I am interested in is Sam Howell. Maybe is more of a developmental guy, but he's so similar to what, like, Jalen Hurts does.
Sorry, you broke up a little. You said Matt Corral? Is that what you said?
Sam Howell.
Matt Corral?
Yeah. But similar problem, right? Like, they're both just Jalen Hurts again. So if the problem is fit in the offense, then Kenny Pickett is the better fit. I just don't know if, like, if he falls to that 16, 19 range, fantastic. Like, you might as well. That's good value, but I don't think he's the guy that is immediately better than Jalen Hurts.
Who's still a free agent? I'm surprised he's still a free agent. Geno Smith.
Gotta stop. I hated those rumors more than anything in the world when he was getting drafted.
I mean, through
Eagles need a third quarterback, right? So,
oh shit,
they might even need a second. They might even need a backup. I feel
they
like
definitely need a backup.
Gardner Minshew's gonna garner some interest for sure.
But where's Gardner going to go? I mean, now you have weirdly Mayfield's in a very odd predicament because nobody wants him, and he's still on the Browns. Gardner, I mean, you don't go to Indianapolis now because Matt Ryan is there. The Falcons don't look like they're interested in trading for a quarterback. Seahawks might be interested, but that's a weird place to be right now as well. I don't know where would you send Gardner? Might as well keep him for year two.
Just so everybody knows, I just got a text from Sean. So he's pretty sick. He was asleep from meds all day. He just woke up and he just texted me back. So I'm gonna link up with him later this week to try and get something else going on for next week, maybe. So if you still want to watch us, you can still watch us. But yeah, Sean won't be on tonight. He's a little sick, so we'll talk.
Which leads us to our next thing. So we are having Ja'Sir Taylor tomorrow night.
Yep.
On the podcast, and we
Wake Forest cornerback.
Wake
Forest. He was the East-West Shrine Game MVP, correct? Or West or the cornerback.
He's on the All-Star team. He's on the All-Practice squad as well. He's a cool guy from Jersey as well. So from
Asbury Park, not Ashbury Park. You Canadian.
I mean, I don't know the area.
We also may possibly be having a huge podcast on Thursday nights with
there'll be another giveaway. There'll be another giveaway on Thursday for something else that we've already given away before. There's a hint. But we're gonna do another one on Thursday. It's in the works. It's leaning towards happening. But we'll see how it goes. We'll try and get that settled tomorrow, and we'll send it out. But yeah, it would be with an Eagles player, the That's all we're going to say. But
Technically not an Eagles player yet.
yeah, I guess, yeah, because I haven't seen. No, let's just stop that. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah. Because I mean, it would. Nah, never mind. But yeah. So so someone Marquise Irvin said thoughts on Malik Willis. I think he has. I think he reminds me of. I don't want to say. Shut up. I don't want to say this name because people are going to take it out of context. Because people take everything out of context. But I think the way he plays reminds me of a quarterback that was very heavily linked to the Eagles this offseason, but decided to stay out west. Russell Wilson. I think he has the mobility. I think he has the mobility to make plays, but he's not a run-first quarterback. I think he's going to. I think it seemed to me. I think it seemed like he was more run-first because he played for fucking Liberty, and then all that. But I think he has the pocket awareness. I think he has the arm to be a really pocket-first quarterback. And if things break down, then he could take off and run, and he's fucking fast. But I think he reminds me a lot of the way he plays. I think he has that ceiling, but at the same time, I think he has a really low floor. I think coming. What?
Good. No, finish your sentence and I'll ask the question.
Okay. Think coming from a school like Liberty, I think, it's great, his pro days, whatever, he's throwing bombs and all that pass was a fucking beautiful throw that he threw today. But pro days are all great, combines are all great. It comes to what you do on the field. I think he has all the tools, but how much of that is going to translate to an NFL where everybody's going to be running 20 times faster than Liberty players, and players he played. So I think he has a very high ceiling because of his tools and athleticism and all that stuff, and that arm that he could throw it out of a freaking stadium. But I think his ceiling, I think he's the most high and low player that the Eagles can draft, and I wouldn't be surprised. I think right now between Willis and Pickett, I think if either are available at 15 and 16, they will still be available at 17. If they are available still at 19, I don't think either one or the other won't be available. Meaning, I think the Eagles will pass on them if they go to 15 or 16 to build the team first. But if somehow they slip past 17 and 18, I think the Eagles will really take a look at 19 and be like, if they don't deal that pick, they'll be like, should we take him now?
So, okay. Out of the three quarterbacks, you have Willis, Pickett, and Hurts. Which one are you more comfortable with starting with going, giving the keys to your franchise to?
Hurts.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Because he's in the system. He's in the system right now. He was close to breaking records for the Eagles through 16 starts. I think. He's a motivated athlete. He's a motivated quarterback. I just think he's not Carson Wentz. He's not going to fold under pressure if they draft another quarterback. He's going to work his ass off to be that guy. I just think this team. I just think they just if they build around him and they give him players that are better than Jalen Reagor, team players that will take a potential away from Devonta Smith and away from Dallas Goedert. I just think I know we have Quez, but Quez is really a one-trick pony for the most part. I think if you add more players around him to help him, a tight end 2 while Tyree Jackson comes back, I just think, maybe Miles Sanders leaves, you get a different running back in there. Who knows? But I think if you just put more players around Hurts, and he himself obviously has a lot of shit to work on timing. That's one of the number one things. Like how many times has Devontae Smith open when Hurts just needs to just sling it, and he waits and waits and waits, and then a corner comes over to Smith. I just think he needs to, and I saw this from our guy Pierre talking to the Honest NFL guy. Hurts really needs to get into see it and hit it. As soon as you see that guy open, just hit it. Stop going.
Have that
If you see him
confidence.
open, don't keep going through your progressions. If you think that's the hit, just go get it. But he needs to. It looked like he needed to go through his progressions, and it just took way too long. And we went through that already with Carson Wentz taking too fucking long to throw the football.
So we do have a question in the chat from Ron, who heavily criticized my microphone from last week, even though I mentioned I wasn't using the microphone last week, Ron.
Rightfully so. That sounds terrible.
If they're available at 19, do you think we trade back?
I mean,
I think it depends on how the board falls.
I don't think
if
there's
Pickett and
any
Willis are
way
available at 19.
I don't think they're going to be available at 19. I don't think they're going to be available at 16.
It's going to be that weird draft all over again, like Mitch Trubisky and the Mahomes draft.
I mean, it's a strange draft, but like in no world, I think like these quarterbacks are going to fall. Like I understand that, it might not be
a quarterback-driven league. Someone's going to trade up. Someone's going to absolutely trade up, and it's going to throw the whole board into fucking chaos.
Even with the like teams that are on the board, you got the Giants drafting. Who knows? I think even Washington got Carson Wentz. I don't think that takes them out of the quarterback rate. At this point, Carson Wentz is a guy who you hold on to until you don't need him anymore. It happened fast, but obviously it's a weird draft where the first two teams don't need quarterbacks. Maybe Detroit drafts one. But then, Houston saying they're going to draft around Davis Mills it's garbage.
If the Texans are going to draft around Davis Mills, the Eagles better fucking draft around Jalen Hurts. But if you look at this, look at these teams. Like, obviously Jacksonville doesn't need a quarterback. Detroit needs a quarterback. The Texans need a quarterback. I don't care. Davis Mills is not the fucking answer.
Giants need a quarterback.
Giants need a quarterback, but they won't pick a quarterback. Panthers need a quarterback. Falcons, are they going to keep with Mariota for a year, or are they going to let Mariota be bad so they can go get Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud next year? Seahawks need a quarterback. Washington needs a quarterback.
Vikings might.
Washington
Vikings might be one of those Kansas City Chiefs things, where they have a veteran in house that's pretty good and they want to draft for the future. So
and Texans have this pick here now, and Ravens definitely don't need a quarterback. And then you look at here, they just signed Winston for 2 years, and this is the pick right here, 20. If one of these quarterbacks ends up here at 15. And the Eagles don't want to pick a quarterback or think, I don't know, but and the Steelers are afraid of the Saints taking one of these. Do the Steelers trade up to 15 and pick one of these quarterbacks? Tomlin looked really good and really happy at that Malik Willis pro day. Mm-hmm. So I don't even like let's just start this now. I mean, it's just if you look, Kyle Hamilton's not going to, but see, Willis goes there. The Panthers.
Makes a lot of sense.
So if you look at here, Ojabo, I don't think he's going there. But quarterbacks, you still got Kenny Pickett. You still got Desmond Ridder. You got all these quarterbacks that the Draft Network guys absolutely do not like, I guess.
That's the thing. I do like their analysis, but they go by best player. It's all BPA, right? So
yeah, I mean, you could go by where they think they're going and not. So they have Pickett ranked going 19th to the Eagles. But do the Steelers move up here if Pickett's available and keep him in Pittsburgh? Do they take Ridder? I think just so, I mean, you could probably you'll get obviously 20. Mm-hmm. You might get, let me see, I think, so that, you got that draft pick value chart that people like to look at. And I think,
well, I think that's a third, if nothing else, right? Probably get a third for moving up that much. That's my guess. I have no idea, but it sounds about right.
Yeah, let me go here. If you go here, like so you got Eagles here at 15, 1050. Pitt's at 850, so they got 300 to make up for. Do they send the first and second to move up to 15, or do they send a first this year and the first next year? What's up with this freaking pop up? It's who knows? I mean, you look at teams behind. Dallas needs a quarterback. I mean, Detroit. Do they if they don't pick a quarterback at 2, do they take this pick at 32 and try and move up? They would have to send their pick. They would have to send a second round pick. They would have to send maybe a next year's pick too. There's there's a lot. The Eagles can really do a lot of damage with trade backs if they wanted to, but I don't know if they will or if they should. I think you got to load up this defense. You got Reddick. Obviously, I freaking love Reddick. And speaking of, we'll do his jersey giveaway in a minute. But will he play more edge? Will he play more Sam? You lose Singleton, who was a tackling machine, a coverage nightmare, but a tackling machine. You lose Avery. You lose Avery. Taylor's coming back. So you got TJ Edwards, you got Davian Taylor, you got Hassan Reddick. Pretty good 3 to start with. And behind them, you got Shaun Bradley, who we wish him the best. We hope he feels better. And then Patrick Johnson. Taron Jackson's an edge. So you have really no one back there. So you need to fill up that linebacker room. Do you fill it with a Devin Lloyd? Do you fill it with the Nakobe Dean? I don't think they will, but we'll see.
So before obviously it's gonna be a short podcast because we do have a hectic week ahead of us with episodes. We're gonna really fill you guys up with a lot of Flipping the Birds content. Do you want to do the giveaway really quick, and then possibly we finish off with a little mock draft, first 2 rounds?
Sure.
It's pretty fun last week. You missed it, Chris, but you'll like it.
Yeah.
Watch. We're gonna have the same draft over and over again. Chris is gonna be wanting to pick someone, and then Brian's gonna start banging the table for Olave again. We'll pick Devin Lloyd up front.
All right, so as you can see, you have a lot of names here. I'm going to, and this is for, obviously, Hassan Reddick, it does not have a number yet, but this is, once his jersey is available, we will get it to you. So this is,
should put mine
obviously jumping the gun a little bit. No, you didn't donate, so I'm going to shuffle this. How many times do you want me to shuffle this? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10.
Are you shuffling 10 times while asking us how many times?
Yep. So I shuffled it 10 times, and I'm going to spin. Are we ready?
Okay.
Spin.
So ready.
Reggie.
Matthew, congratulations, Matthew. You are the winner.
Congratulations, Matthew.
Congratulations.
Not only do you win a free Hassan Reddick jersey, but you also win a lifetime supply of Morgan's hair gel.
A date with me.
Yeah. I use rocks.
Matthew had out of all of those entries, 30 entries, he had 2. So that's a pretty good. It's pretty good. Decent lottery for him, Matthew. Yeah.
Definition of dog coaching.
Yeah. Oh, hint.
All right, so you want to run it up on Draft Network, or should we do we did what was it PFN or
everybody's so different. I don't want to do PFF. PFF's rankings are terrible.
No, it was a PFF.
We did PFN. I think you do too, but I had the pro for the Draft Network, so it's.
I did too. Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
So again, for everybody in the chat, obviously once we get to our selection, we'll ask you guys what you prefer we do. We'll take the right amount of votes, and then we'll go in that direction. I can't share my screen, so it's gotta be one of you guys. I'm on the iPad.
Doing what?
I can't share my screen. It has to be one of you guys. Chris
Well,
is like
Chris had-
either looking
Chris
at like
had it
Pamela
open.
Anderson in the 90s right now with the way he's grinning at his screen.
Chris had it open, but I can share. It doesn't matter to me.
I'll get mine up here.
Yeah, you literally just had it open.
I'll redo it. Okay, so all right, so we started up. Okay, start the draft. Okay,
We'll find Matthew, guys. We don't know where he went, but we'll
Yeah,
find
so
him.
I'll
we're
email him. I'll email him.
Oh damn, we're flying.
Odell is
through
open
this.
to a reunion with the Browns.
All right, so we got some trade offers here. Seattle, the Miami Dolphins wants to send us 1, 2, 3, 1, and
Seattle.
3. Sorry,
DK.
Seattle.
So they want to send
Yeah, we
1,
got-
2, and 3
a couple
for 1
offers.
and 3.
I'm
Yeah,
not making a deal with the
Green
Dolphins
Bay.
anymore after what they did to us.
Green Bay wants to send 1 and 2 for 1 and 3. And Buffalo wants to send 1, 2, and 4 for 1 and 3. I don't think I like any of these.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
Nah.
I would take. Okay.
What? You would take who?
I said the only one I would have considered the first, but
Nah,
Oh,
nah.
look who's available at 15.
Interesting.
All right, guys. So if you're in the chat right now,
last week, I think in both drafts we took Jordan Davis.
yes, we did. Big fans of Jordan Davis in here. If you're in the chat right now, definitely put your selection on the board so we can actually do a tally. Morgan, Chris, and myself will actually
But
have
look
our own
who's
selections as
available
well.
there, and look at this. Look at this.
Mhm.
It's kind of wild.
Got a lot of good players available here.
So I think we also found that Booth tends to fall to the 19th
19.
pick.
Mm-hmm. As well as Devin Lloyd.
Mm-hmm.
So who you guys
Man,
know?
having 2 picks back to back is
You know what I always
kinda
wondered?
crazy.
Like what happens when a team has this? Who do they decide that gets the first pick here? Like who do they decide? Like, hey, you get to brag to this person. I was picked before you, even though you're kind of the same pick.
It's definitely not Tim Donahue. Donahue, whatever his name is from last year.
I feel like you still take like you take it in order just in case you get a really good offer for your 16th pick. You'd have to still take the best guy on your board.
I'm
first.
still going Jordan Davis at 15. That kid's an animal. You're gonna need a defensive tackle to replace Fletcher Cox and Hargrave at some point.
Yeah. What do we got for defensive ends? We got Karlaftis. I saw Chris isn't working this thing, man. I should have pulled it up.
I'm looking at something. So we have this in our head. I guess I shouldn't be looking at this, but I'll still look at this. So the franchise tag this year. Quarterback was $29 million. Linebacker was 18.7. Wide receiver was 18.4. Defensive end was 17.8. Defensive tackle was 17.3. Cornerback was 17.2. Offensive lineman 16.6. Safety 12.9. Tight end 10.9. Running back 9. And special teams was 5. So that's something to look at. As you're going, do you run the risk of franchising one of these players, and after a 5th-year option? Let me look at that. The 5th-year option.
So addressing the defensive ends, Ojabo and Jermaine Johnson just got drafted. So
Back to
probably
back.
not edge.
All right,
So that means what? This kid's the only one available left?
Karlaftis, I think, is the next one up.
The edge is,
Seahawks
if you
are
look at
interested in
it,
getting an extension done with DK just off season.
Shut the fuck up, Seahawks. So
Take
Karlaftis.
Boyle, but he's going to be there later.
You got Devontae Wyatt. It's going to be this there.
Damn,
You look at the
Jordan Davis ranked 31st.
Corners, really the best one available was Booth.
Yeah.
Do you run the risk of losing Booth and having to go here?
There was 2 corners taken. Like Trent McDuffie's already gone. Gardner's gone.
Stingley's gone.
But you're in your back-to-back pick section. So, I mean, the question is more so now who's going to be available at 16, but who do you prefer going with? I mean, I guess that's when the cost comes in.
The more we've been doing these, the more in my heart, I just feel like Jordan Davis is going to be the 15th overall pick. I don't know if it's the smartest thing. I don't know if it makes the most sense, but it just feels like a Howie pick.
Mm-hmm. It does.
You know who's a Chris pick? Andrew Ruth.
All right.
Did you just pick Andrew Ruth?
Yes, because look, I just think
a vote on it. You just
I overruled.
Oh my god!
Because who's on the list?
Who's going to play corner?
You could have picked him at 16.
I made him 15. I made him 15.
All right, so at 16, then you have to go. You're not going. Don't do linebacker.
I think
they're going to do the trenches. They're going to do trenches. At 15 or 16, they're going within the trenches, no matter what.
I think it's going to be Jordan Davis at 15, which allows you to go Devin Lloyd at 16. That's what I hope.
At 16.
Or do you go right guard? I mean, you got Herbig, obviously. You got Driscoll. You got some options there, right? You got Malu. You got some options there, but do you really want to go there instead of having a line of Mailata, Dickerson, Kelsey, one of these guards, either like Linderbaum, push him at guard for 1 year?
But the offensive line is not the issue right now.
The
issue is the defensive line.
I think you're comfortable with the idea of Linderbaum falling and then hopefully him not going to the Chargers or the Saints. And then if he does, you're not as heartbroken as if you just whiffed on Jordan Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Or
all right, so you know what? All right, so fuck it. Here.
I think it's Devin Lloyd.
31st. 31st rank.
Oh, we got it. So for number 19, the Patriots. Damn. No, that's automatic. No, fuck the Patriots.
No, absolutely not.
This stupid trade. Like, these trades suck. No. Okay, so all right, so look at 19 now.
That's what I'm saying. Linderbaum's still on the board and Devin Lloyd.
So now who's more important? You got the linebacker you want right there, Chris.
We know which one's more important. We know which one's more important. But you can get a safety at the top of the second. Jalen Peche should be there. That's why I think it's almost best value to trade one of these picks back. You trade back into the second, you get more picks in the next year, maybe more picks in the back.
All right, let's try and trade with Detroit.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, they're NFC. Let's see. All right, Detroit. Let's go here. You can have 19. We want 32. We want 34. They don't want it. Okay.
You're not getting 32 and 34, my friend.
We want no, they don't want they don't want that. We want next year too.
Yeah, I would just
Draft Network has it still at 2021. That's so stupid. How about next year's third?
Just take their second. You don't have to take their first, or take their first and not their second. But
nope, they don't want to do business with me. Forget it.
32, 34.
What about the Jaguars?
The Jags we're at 33.
Yeah.
Hey, Dougie.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you forgive me?
Yeah. Hey, man, you got to start the reparation process somewhere, right?
All right.
Give you 19 for 33 and a big old hug and a handshake.
And some Haagen-Dazs. Damn, nobody wants to make any moves.
Here, we're sending the 5th and a 5th and a 6th. No, they don't want anything. Fuck Doug. Just kidding. I love you, Doug, but you know.
So all right, so F it. I mean,
Malik Willis is still there.
So that and Kenny Pickett. Oh, and Gary Wilson. Oh.
See, in reality, if Kenny Pickett's there, you just call the Steelers and say, someone's offering us this to move up in front of you to take our pick. And then they go, okay. And they give you picks to move up one.
All right, so say you do that trade. Are you drafting Gary Wilson at 20 or are you drafting Devin Lloyd at 20?
Do we move down to 20 for 1 and 84?
See, how come you can move down one pick for a third, but they didn't want to move down into the second? Oh, I guess you're doing next year's first.
No, yeah, I'm trying to get next year's first. No, let's move down. Let's move down. Oh, they don't. Oh, fuck you, Steelers.
Tough, man. You gotta get a better negotiator on here, man.
Jesus
Me and Brian are
Christ.
trying here, but Chris, you gotta put a little butter on it, a bit smoother with the delivery.
I've been putting butter on it.
Grease it
Right,
up a bit.
So then, who the hell are we taking here if no one wants to trade with us?
All right, so Devin Lloyd or you, like, where do you go? Do you go offense? Because there's some good wide receivers available.
I know it's coming.
Don't do that stupid. Come on.
Oh man, just a little pause or do you go offense? Or do you go Chris Olave?
Come on.
I knew this coming.
Garrett Wilson right there. Like, you need a wide receiver more than anything right now.
I mean, is Howie really going to draft a linebacker? I wish I could say yes, but
it's probably going to be second round. Now you get like Christian Harris or something like that.
So, I don't count on Zion Johnson. He can play center. He can play guard. He's versatile.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you like your big guys today, huh?
I mean, yeah, I'm a big guy, so I feel.
I mean, the right pick is Devin Lloyd, I think, but I just don't know.
But that's not the Howie pick. The Howie pick would be Chris Olave or Garrett Wilson. We know this. It's a definitive answer.
Or Linderbaum. He's still there.
That's true, but we need a weapon and a weapon's available.
Kenny Pickett's still there too? Both the quarterbacks are there?
Both of them.
That's not going to happen.
I'm going Linderbaum. Okay, let's see what happens now. Devin Lloyd won't go to the Patriots.
The freaking Packers. Garrett Wilson to the Titans. They don't need another wide receiver.
Oh, would you look at that? Bengals want us to trade a lot of picks for one pick.
All right.
Nah.
Oh, Malik Willis and Kenny Pickett went in the second round.
Yeah, Brisker fell. It's a good safety too. All right, it's got to be Jalen Petrie.
All right, so
but you're ignoring the offense at this point.
Oh, ew. Look at this. What the hell is this?
The trades are I feel like
look at this.
There you go Christian Watson. It's got to be
you go Christian Watson there. Absolutely. Okay, look at this. Look at that. Look at this. Here are your 2022 Philadelphia Eagles.
I feel like you can't go wrong. We've done 3 different iterations of this draft, and every time we get Jordan Davis, but I'd be happy with that. Probably the first one we did was my favorite. I think we got Jordan Davis, Devin Lloyd. You got your Olave, and then
my lava juice.
Yeah, I maybe we got a safety in the second. But
it's a strong possibility that the Eagles have a good strong draft this offseason. That's for sure. So we did our giveaway announcement. We did also let you guys know that Shaun Bradley is under the weather right now, which is why we couldn't come on today's podcast. So definitely send him your well wishes. We will be back tomorrow night. We'll be interviewing Jazia Taylor, and then we may be back Thursday night. We'll be interviewing a very special person.
Maybe. We'll see.
Possibly.
Maybe.
But yeah.
Okay.
Until next week, guys. Until tomorrow. Wow. Until tomorrow. Yeah. I'm Brian Cameron. He's Chris Infante, Morgan Burkett, and this is Flippin' the Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds. Sir.